Across this world, the voices of young people rise in chorus, diverse in accent and background, yet united by experiences that echo across continents. Imagine a tapestry woven from conversations between Ugandan youth and peers in Nigeria, Kenya, the United States, India, and beyond. In these virtual dialogues, distance melts away, replaced by the closeness of shared stories and the collective search for meaning. In these exchanges, common struggles and shared hopes become the threads that bind a global generation together. Mental health is often whispered about in corners, hidden behind smiles or silence. In Uganda and Kenya, the conversation might begin with the weight of expectations, family, community, tradition resting heavily on young shoulders. The pressure to succeed, to be the hope of the household, often leaves little room for vulnerability. But as the dialogue opens with peers from India, where academic stress and competition are also relentless, a sense of recognition emerges. Laughter, sometimes tinged with sadness, bridges the gap as they recount sleepless nights spent studying, the fear of disappointing loved ones, and the stigma around seeking help. From across the ocean, youth in the United States share their own struggles with anxiety and depression. Their challenges are different in detail, but familiar in feeling. The isolation of social media, the uncertainty of the future, and the constant barrage of news created a climate of stress that feels universal. As the conversation deepens, a Kenyan participant reflects on how, in her community, mental health is still shrouded in secrecy. But she dreams of a time when openness and understanding will blossom. An American peer nods in solidarity, describing the slow but steady growth of mental health advocacy in his school. In Nigeria, a participant shares a story of resilience, how friends became lifelines, how music and faith helped him through darkness. An Indian youth adds that while counseling is gaining acceptance in cities, rural areas still lag behind. Together, they discuss the importance of creating safe spaces, both online and offline, and the need to challenge the stigma that surrounds mental health. Through their words, they begin to see that while geography shapes their experience, their emotions are not confined by borders. Shifting to the theme of finding purpose in uncertain times, the dialogue becomes a canvas painted with dreams and doubts. For many Ugandan youth, the future feels uncertain, a landscape shaped by economic instability, political change, and global crises. Yet, hope persists. One participant speaks of volunteering in her community, finding fulfillment in helping others, even as she worries about her own prospects. Her story resonates with a young woman from India who describes the tension between following her passion and fulfilling family expectations for a steady career. From the United States, a participant reflects on the paradox of choice. So many options, yet so much uncertainty. The pressure to find your passion can be overwhelming, and the fear of making the wrong decision looms large. A Kenyan youth offers a different perspective. Sometimes purpose is not found in grand gestures, but in small, everyday acts of kindness and resilience. He shares how, during the pandemic, he started a community garden to support neighbors, discovering a sense of belonging in the process. The conversation turns introspective as participants discuss the role of faith, culture, and community in shaping their sense of purpose. In Nigeria, faith traditions offer comfort and guidance, while in the United States, some find meaning in activism or creative expression. In India and Kenya, family and social responsibilities play a central role. Through their stories, they learn that while the search for purpose may take different forms, the longing to make a difference is a universal thread. Entrepreneurship versus employment dreams sparks lively debate. In Uganda, entrepreneurship is often seen as a path to independence and self-empowerment. With limited formal employment opportunities, many young people turn to small businesses, technology or agriculture to carve out their own futures. A Nigerian participant echoes this sentiment, describing the rise of youth-led startups in response to high unemployment rates. The challenges are real: lack of capital, limited mentorship, and bureaucratic hurdles. But so is the determination to create change from the ground up. In India, the tension between secure employment and the allure of entrepreneurship is palpable. Parents often encourage government jobs for their stability and prestige, yet the booming tech sector and startup culture beckon. An Indian youth shares how she is torn between her desire to launch a social enterprise and her family's wishes for her to become an engineer. Her Ugandan and Kenyan peers nod in understanding, recounting similar struggles to balance personal ambition with familial expectations. The conversation shifts as a youth from the United States describes the gig economy and the changing nature of work. Flexibility and innovation are celebrated, but so too are concerns about job security and benefits. The group discusses the global shift toward remote work, digital skills, and the importance of adaptability in a rapidly changing world. Despite differences in context, the young people agree that resilience, creativity, and a willingness to learn are essential for success, whether as entrepreneurs or employees. They share tips on networking, digital literacy, and leveraging social media to build personal brands. Together, they brainstorm ways to support one another. Mentorship programs, online workshops, and cross-cultural collaborations that transcend borders. As the dialogue draws to a close, a sense of solidarity lingers. The participants have shared not just their struggles, but also their dreams. The hope for a world where mental health is openly discussed, where purpose is found in service and creativity, and where economic opportunity is accessible to all. They recognize that while their journeys are shaped by different landscapes, their aspirations are intertwined. In these virtual dialogues, empathy grows. Stereotypes are challenged, and new perspectives are gained. Young people from Uganda, Nigeria, Kenya, the United States, India, and beyond discover that they are not alone in their challenges or their hopes. Their stories, woven together, become a powerful testament to the strength of a global generation, one that is determined to create a more understanding, compassionate, and just world. As they log off, the participants carry with them not just memories of conversation, but the seeds of lasting connections. They are reminded that across continents and cultures, youth have always been the heartbeat of change. Their voices, honest, hopeful, and resilient, will continue to shape the future, one dialogue at a time.